Hi, another review. Loving all these reviews. So this product that I'm going to talk about today is from a brand called Munch, which is also another fabulous Kiwi brand. They were actually at the Emmys recently giving out their products in the bags, which is really cool. Love Anna, who's the mum of Munch. She's done a whole lot of very cool work to get again some super sustainable products out there. Their website has a huge amount of stuff on it. They've got recipe books for baby food. They've got the fabulous website, great blog. Check them out, munch.co.nz. But I'm just going to go through a few of their products because I just love their product range, and so I've got a few out of what they sell. But first off, these little beauties here. Love these products. These are reusable lunchbox products, food pouches. This one here's a fantastic little food pouch for, say you've got apples or you've got little sandwiches or biscuits or something like that. You pop the biscuits in there, it seals up with a bit of Velcro, pop that in the lunchbox. And then when they get home, just wipe it out. If it's dry food, just shake it out and then reuse it again tomorrow. It's got a nice little seal area here. Keeps it nice and fresh till lunchtime. You don't have to worry about them going off, especially if you're only feeding your child enough food for the day, not giving them enough for 2 days. Then you've got this one here, which is another fabulous product, and this is a Munch lunch wrap. So how this works is that you make your sandwich or your roll or whatever you've got, you stick it in here and then you wrap it up. So this reduces a huge amount of plastic wrap. We did some work on figuring out how much plastic wrap the average person goes through just to wrap a sandwich about this size. It's about 75 metres a year if you're a conservative wrapper. If you're not a conservative wrapper, you're using way more. So this here reduces a minimum of 75 metres of plastic wrap per year just by putting this in a lunchbox. Great for adults too, but fabulous for kids because also for the schools, I don't believe that any school should have to deal with household waste of all the waste that parents send to school with their food packed in. So these here are great, reducing product and keeping the sandwich nice and fresh, but in a reusable sort of system. And then when you go to clean it, just wipe it out at the end of the day, or you can chuck it through the wash, but just wiping it out is fine. Hang it up and then use it again tomorrow. Great product to reduce your waste in your lunchbox. A couple of the other cool products. They do the squish reusable food pouches. So for baby food, again, for doing things like yogurt, kids yogurt. One thing to note though with the pouches, and I talk about this in my workshops, is that children shouldn't be fed through the pouch cap. One of the things is, and most parents don't read about it, on most pouches nowadays it says keep out of reach of children at all times, but we all feed our children from the pouch. One of the main things is this is really sharp. You've got a child that's teething, they're going to be chewing on that while they're eating it. That's not ideal. But also these little bits can be choking hazards. So the idea of these, unless it's an older child, just having yogurt out of it, the idea is that you keep the food in here, you freeze it in a portion size, and then you heat it generally out of the pouch. You squeeze it into your bowl, you heat it up, you feed them. It's not for the child to feed out of the pouch. Another cool product on the baby food side of things is Munch does this little silicone product here, which is great for, again, making your own baby food, sticking it in little portion sizes, and then because it's silicone, it just pops out really easily, so you can just freeze it and pop out one when you need it. They're also good because this is cooking silicone, so once you're finished with it, again with the life cycle of a product, once you're finished with using this for baby food, couple of ideas. You can make your own lemonade ice blocks or juice ice blocks. Pour your juice in, stick an ice block stick in there, and then there's an ice block. You could also use it to cook mini muffins or cake pops in the oven. Well, one of my favourite uses for this here is with the little lid that comes with it, which keeps it nice in the freezer. Once you've finished making your baby food, you could actually turn this into a toddler's lunchbox. So put all their little bits of food in here and they have to pick it out of each of the little holes. So this product, again, has quite a long life cycle. It's not just for baby food. There's other uses for it as well. They've also got ideas and tips on their website. Another cool product are these. So I've been playing around with these all summer. They're fabulous. They are little ice block tubes. So your reusable ice blocks, you just put your things like we had Coke, leftover Coke, fill it up with Coke, and then stick the lid on and freeze it in the freezer, and then you've got basically you've got one of those like those squeeze out ice blocks. Squeeze it out, and the kids just love them. We also, my son actually, him and his mate the other day made jelly ones. So they actually put like dissolved jelly crystals and then put the jelly in there and froze them. And they thought that was so cool because they had jelly ice blocks. You can also play around with them as adult ice blocks. So before Christmas, I was making gin and tonic ones. We had a few what was the other one? There was the cosmopolitan ones. Just got to have a little bit of a reduction in the alcohol content because I found out they don't freeze so well if there's too much alcohol in there. Comes out more like a slushy, but that can be good on a hot day. So it's a great way to make your own ice blocks, but what I love the most about them is they have a great seal on them. So when you put it on and it seals up, you can lay them flat in your freezer. You don't have to have them standing or sitting. You can lay them flat, and I generally just lay them in amongst the frozen veggies that we've got in our freezer, and it makes them freeze quite quickly. But they don't, it's quite, if I squeeze it really hard, it'll pop off, but they don't leak, which is great. If you do have some of them that we've tried have leaked in different brands as well. So if you do find that they leak, just get an ice cream container or a Tupperware container and lay them in there just in case. The main reason that things that freeze leak is that you fill them too high. And then as it freezes and it expands, it squeezes the top off. So best thing was we actually filled it down to just above the strawberry there. And then it gave it room to expand, and when you got it out, it was perfectly fine. So none of them leaked in our freezer. But great product for summertime. Another one is they also do beeswax wraps. So they've got two different brands. One is the Munch one, which has got their little Munch symbol on it. They do all different sizes of the Munch beeswax wrap, similar to this. And then they also do the nil wraps. So these ones here, which we've been putting in our workshop packs. The nil wraps are fabulous as well. So these beeswax wraps, if you don't know much about beeswax wraps, they're a fabulous product for reducing plastic wrap again. They work over top of like your bowls. In the summertime, we use them constantly to cover our bowls, salad bowls, any sort of leftovers. So if we've got a bowl that doesn't have a lid, we use it over the top of that. Cheese is my favourite thing. Wrapping this around the end of the cheese stops it from going dry. There's so many different uses that you would use for plastic wrap. You can wrap your sandwiches up in them, your biscuits, bits of fruit, anything like that. You can actually wrap these up. So say you've cut an apple up, you can put the apple in there, wrap it up, and it will keep it nice and together instead of putting plastic wrap around it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about reducing waste. These reduce a huge amount of waste. They smell awesome. Absolutely brilliant, but they are also antibacterial, so you don't put them through the washing machine or anything like that. Basically, you just wipe it out. So you just, once you've finished using it, wipe it out with a cloth, and then just hang it up ready for next time. This one here, the wax has gone a little bit cracked. So what I would do with this one is actually just sit it on the windowsill for a few minutes, or you can put it out in the sun for a few minutes, and the wax all melts back into it, and away you go again. Or you can play with it with your hands, and that will actually melt the wax as well, and it just gets it back into it. But when you first get them, they're quite stiff, and to actually get them working and being sticky, you need to play with them until they get to being like a ball like this, and that means that they're now sticky, so it will stick to things. Whereas when they're brand new like this, there's no stickiness to them at all. So you can wrap it around your cheese and it will work to a point, but it won't stick to itself. So to get them sticky, you play with them like Play-Doh, and then once they get to that sticky point where they're sticking to everything in itself, then they're ready to use. Fabulous product. So yeah, Munch has got a whole lot of other stuff. They've got bento lunch boxes. They've got all sorts of reusable products on their website. Check them out, www.munch.co.nz. and see their products for yourself. But hopefully that review helps you, gives you a few tips, a few ideas, and feel free to share your ideas that you've got if you've been using their products too. Thanks for that, and we'll see you again next time.